All right, good morning, students. Today is Monday, March 30th, and this is task 2 for your biomes and biodiversity theme week. The question that we are going to be answering today, let me get into presentation mode, but the EQ that we're going to be answering through this presentation is what factors control biome distribution on land. So we're looking at the things that are going to control what the particular habitat or land looks like on the earth or on the planet. We'll get into the marine ecosystems tomorrow, but right now we'll focus on just the land distribution. Okay, so this task here is simply just either listening to a presentation or you can click through it and read it on your own. There's actually nothing that you have to do other than listen or read it, so that you have some information that will help you on your biome project, which is going to be task 3. So with that, we'll get started. There's going to be a couple of videos to take you through the slides, and we'll do the first one, and then you're watching the first one right now. Okay, so when you're done with this one, you can go ahead and click on video number 2, and it'll take you through the rest of the presentation. Okay, so biomes. What are biomes? Biomes are large regions of Earth that have certain climates, and they have certain types of living things in those particular regions. So if you take a look at the map over here, you'll notice that we've got different colors or different ranges that are located throughout Earth. And those different colors correspond to the type of habitat or the type of landscape that you're going to find there. So if you look here in the farther northern part where my mouse is, you've got colors that are similar on the North America as well as Europe and Asia. So there's a couple of things that are going to determine why these habitats look the same, and we'll get into those here in just a second. But before we do that, I want to take you through all of the main biomes, and so that you have a better idea of what they look like and maybe get your mind working on which one you want to do your project on. So the first one is going to be a tropical rainforest. Now, a tropical rainforest you're going to find pretty much close to the equator. There's lots and lots and lots of biodiversity there, and there's lots of cool animals. In your project, you'll be able to kind of figure out more about the tropical rainforest if you choose the tropical rainforest. Now, the next one that you can choose is the desert biome. This one is really close to home because we do live in a desert biome. So here's a picture of southern Utah. There's lots of cool things that have been adapted to the desert. And so if you're interested in learning more about the desert, I recommend choosing that one. The savanna, you're going to find this mostly on the continent of Africa, and it is defined as wooded scrub oak with grasslands mixed in between. There's lots of cool animals that live on the savanna, and there's lots of really fun information that you can find on that one as well. Okay, moving on to chaparral. Now, this one is located mostly in Southern California in the Mediterranean. It's very dry there, as you can see, but there are lots of cool animals that you can find living in the chaparral, as well as cool plants that have adapted to that particular type of region as well. So that's another option. Temperate grasslands, you're going to find these in the middle of the United States. Lots of really interesting animals you can find on temperate grasslands. You can also find these in Africa and Asia, and there's many, many different types of plants and organisms that work together to make temperate grasslands thrive. Boreal forests, you'll notice boreal forest kind of looks like the mountains up around Salt Lake. And as you move up elevation, as we'll talk later, you can change the biome as well because of the factors that control what a biome looks like. So a boreal forest, you'll mostly find these at the northern latitudes, and they're intermittent with pine trees. They've got lots of cool animals in them, but that's another option if you want to choose the boreal forest. Tundra, these are at the very, very high latitudes, very cold up there. It's kind of like a cold grassland, lots of cool species and organisms that work together to make the tundra thrive. And then lastly, the last one that you can choose is the temperate broadleaf forest. Now, these are those forests that typically lose their leaves. We have lots of broadleaf forests in the eastern United States, and they're really, really cool and have lots and lots of species and organisms in them that you'll find interesting. So those are your options for biomes. And stay with me, and video number 2 will take you through the rest of the presentation.